Should one change their negotiation strategy depending on the negotiation style of their counterparty?
Well, we do have to be very agile. We have to be very flexible in negotiation. And I do believe that a lot of our strategy we need to be aware of how the other side is negotiating. Because if you, for example, are an avoider or you are an accommodator and you're faced with someone who's a very competitive negotiator, you have to wake up quickly and realize that you might want to be a bit more assertive or you lose your last shirt, because that competitor may not care about the relationship as much as you do. They may not, absolutely will not avoid the situation, but they love the controversy. And you might have to step up your assertiveness in order to get the deal that you wanted. If you notice that there's this dynamic between the two people on the negotiation table. Or another example, if you're a competitor yourself and you're negotiating with another competitor, that might also get tricky, because it might be a very heads-on conversation where both sides are just trying to assert their positions. So they're just trying to be the louder one, and whoever holds the longest, a kind of battle of will competition. But you're never looking for what's actually important. What are the interests of the two sides? How could we each accommodate what the other side wants? So then that might be detrimental, because it will oftentimes not get you to the outcome that you're hoping to achieve with that negotiation. So you might have to also step it a bit down and get the other side on a more interest-based negotiation track if you're both competitive. If you're both compromisers, you often find a deal because you will just compromise, but you'll split the baby. That often happens if you in personal relationships, because we don't want to get into conflict with our family, with our partners. Oftentimes we just compromise. I read a study the other day that said it's very unlikely that you find all the interests in relationship settings, because you're not taking the action to having to go deeper and look for interest. You're just plainly giving the other side what they want and cutting back your half. But if you'd rather go deeper and look for why is that important, you could find way smarter agreements in relationship settings. So if you're both compromisers, which that family setting often ends up being, then that's not the best for your dream outcome either. So again, you might want to change your strategy based on mainly what outcome you want to see, mainly what your goal is, and adjust based on that in combination with what the style of the other person is and what your own tendency of style usually brings out.